Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, November 16th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a time for change call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, if some of us have witnessed this, but did you know that when you are happy and we look into your eyes, we see this amazing, radiant being who is like an angel? The light within you is strong, and it is an energy that is uniquely yours. Your inner sparkle is like no one else's and can never be cloned or copied. Okay? Your inner sparkle is like no one else's and can never be cloned or copied. But just rejoice in knowing this, and that you are indeed a real treasure, a glimmering gem of existence. So sparkle on. A lot of us don't really look at some of this or think about it because of the rush and hurry and ego mind, and always trying to be better, do better, and not grateful for exactly as the way things are and exactly the way you are. Life is best viewed as a grand creative project. This body that we're in, the mind, the moment of our lives, is the greatest opportunity to experience being a designer within existence, so that we may discover the divine presence we really are. The images we project onto this universe always become our reality. Always. There's no exceptions. Whether they are powerful, warm, sunny, and optimistic, or cold, dark, depressing, and frustrating, we, each of us, are the grand designers. And this moment is a result of our creativity or lack of it. So for today, give yourself several hours to relax and express yourself fully through some creative venue. Pick up a paintbrush, a pencil, a paper, find a block of clay, write something inspiring on your computer, or have an intimate, revealing conversation with a total stranger or friend. Just do something extra creative today that you enjoy, and let yourself disappear in the creation of it. The journey to, financial freedom starts the minute you decide you were destined to prosperity and for prosperity, not scarcity, for abundance, not lack. Mark Victor Hansen. Abundance it's elusive to many of us on this planet. A lot of people can't figure out why. Well, if you say that the universe is this and the universe is that, and it's always sending us oversupply, more than we need of abundance, then why is it that so many suffer and so many are without? It is because of our perspective and how we are trained. When we are babies, when the body is a baby, we're like totally untainted, totally uninfluenced, completely. That's how we all can be. Babies teach us how we can be. And but we don't look at them that way, say. We look at them in a different perspective, that they're babies and they need assistance and help and love and nurturing. But they come in to remind us of who and what we are. And when the ego mind is mastered, then the abundance is inevitability, continual, unending. and is the inherent nature of this universe. We live in a truly abundant universe where there is a plethora of things, ideas, love, money, friends, and opportunities all around us. Even though we may not feel it, excuse me, at all the time, this abundant universe is always available to us right now. We need not search for abundance outside of ourselves. It is a state of being that can only be found from the journey within. The universe is always sending us loads of good energy, new ideas, and people to help us tap into feeling this natural abundant state. To experience this abundance, simply let go of trying to achieve it. Trust is here now, and gently practice receiving it. The word abundance comes from the Latin root meaning to move in waves, undulate, and flow. The word abundance comes from the Latin root meaning to move in waves, undulate, and flow. This means that to tap into abundance for any of us is to let ourselves move, undulate, and flow with this life. Become like the natural waves in the ocean and surrender to this water-like flow of energy inside you. Your real life is like a dancing river of energy that will continue on well after the body you're in is gone. To tap into the sweet fluidity inside, find your breath and align yourself with its movement. It will lead you directly into the abundant flow that is here now. If any of us truly want to become a massive channel of abundance, then only pay attention to what you are grateful and thankful for. Only pay attention to what you are grateful and thankful for. The more gratitude any of us have, the more abundance we will attract. Demanding energy only creates more poverty, consciousness, and lack of things to be grateful for. Okay? Demanding energy. I demand this. This is going to happen. I'm making it happen. Demanding energy only creates more poverty, consciousness, and lack of things to be grateful for. What we believe to be true moves through the lens of our minds as living energy and becomes the reality of our lives. If we believe ourselves to be limited, we get to be right about that. But it is not our ultimate truth. Marion Manon Morrissey. Once we're able, and this is a decision that we all make for ourselves, once we're able to drop our shields and embrace our abundant nature, the secret to feeling your abundant nature right in this now is to remove the walls blocking you from it. These walls are shields protecting your heart from getting hurt, conned, deceived, or abandoned again. Remove any shielding around your heart and imagine tossing it into a great bonfire. Let your armor melt away. If the shielding feels like it is still there or coming back, simply invite the fire inside of you to consume your heart and any walls it has. Breathe deeply, easily, and physically open your arms wide, inviting the fiery purification to remove all defenses from your life. Have you ever wondered why some of us will go through life and we're worried, concerned about being hurt, deceived, manipulated, lied to, conned, whatever, and we never experience those things because we're always protecting ourselves from experiencing anything. You ever done that? Where you want to, but then the ego mind says, no, that's too dangerous. You might get hurt, or, you might get disappointed, and, we can't have that. So, no, don't step outside of that. So then you form a comfort as the years go by. You form this comfort. And the comfort dictates to you. So you don't dare step outside that circle that you've created for yourself. The shield's up around the heart. Doesn't matter what your age is. Doesn't matter where you're at in life. It just means that you're saying, no, I can't do that. No. What if this happens? You ever done that? What if that happens? And it shuts you down from dreaming and experiencing and going for it. There is a rule of thumb. The older these bodies get in experience, the more risks we should take. That's a proven fact. They've done clinical studies about it. And the older people get, the more risks they should take. And unfortunately, the older people get, the less risk they take, because they think they've learned so much that they got a handle on everything. And it's unfortunate, because we really never have a handle on everything. We're always learning. You'll be 150 years old, you're going to be learning. You'll be 500 years old, you're going to be learning. You'll be 1,000 years old, you're going to be learning. That's the ego mind. Drop your shields and embrace your abundant nature. The secret to feeling your abundant nature right now is to remove the walls blocking you from it. Proclaim you are an abundant being. One of the best ways to remain in the flow of abundance is to practice knowing that you are an abundant, infinite being that will never die. The God within that body will never die. Since abundance is a flow of highly charged positive infinite energy, the more we open up, feel this energy and share it with others, the more we will naturally feel this abundance inside ourselves. In the past, we may have partially closed the door to feeling this abundance due to past conditioning or scarcity thinking. To truly break this old program, just for 5 minutes a day, you can do this exercise. Imagine opening your attention to all that surrounds you, opening up to everything that surrounds you. Tune into the abundance of things, nature, and people on this planet who are creating everything for you, right? They are giving you food, water, and all the pleasures that come with living in society. Feel this abundance of support around you now, letting it touch your very core. Let in the abundance of joy, pleasure, opportunities, and laughter into your hearts. We are already deeply loved and will always be deeply loved by the abundance of the universe. Consciously open the door now and proclaim the truth to the universe by stating, I am a truly abundant being. Shout this message out over and over, internally and externally, until you feel that it has penetrated deeply into your soul. Become a channel of love for others. You can instantly become a channel for the highest vibration in this universe and all universes, love, by gifting your time spontaneously to someone who needs it. And a few ideas to get you going. Give a hug to someone lacking love. Share new inspirations, ideas with others. Email someone this inspiring information. Give presents to people just for fun. You don't have to spend a ton of money. A piece of yarn done a certain way is wonderful. Share something beautiful you have created, like music or poetry. You'll spontaneously feel better when you reconnect with this joy of giving freely. Just imagine what our world would be and feel like when everybody feels that there is an abundance of love, money, energy, and joy to share freely. Be the first to start the trend. All greed, fear, and lack will be eliminated when we all share freely from this truly abundant state. It will be impossible to feel poor at the end of the day, having given your love and light away. Do a random act of kindness every day. We invite you to do something sweet, kind, or super nice for someone, anyone, every day of the week. This one thing will cause you to step into being the bright, guiding light of abundant being that you are. Perhaps it is sending someone a $5 bill, helping an elderly lady cross the street, paying someone else's toll, or mowing your neighbor's lawn, or picking up the leaves, whatever. Practice giving something to everyone that you meet. Maybe it's a smile, a compliment, or a flower. If perhaps you feel shy and cannot do it for them, then do it for yourself. This is an opportunity to stop playing the small, selfish game and start feeling more loving, abundant, and free. There are endless ways for all of us to share this kindness inside us, and each one will reveal this feeling of abundance inside. We will soon see how easy it is to become a channel for abundance in our lives. Gratitude is the golden key to swimming in the grand, abundant river of this life. When we start becoming a gratitude-aholic, we become a channel of abundant flowing feelings for ourselves and everyone around us. Take 3 minutes each morning, the moment you wake up, and focus on the feelings of gratitude. What amazing things are you thankful for? Let a wellspring of thankfulness, relief, and joy to flow all over your body and inside you. Practice mastering gratitude this week by implementing the 4 exercises I just shared with you. Practice, which will help you tap into your natural ability to channel abundance into your life and into the lives of others. Excuse me. Doesn't it sound simple to any of us? We don't have to do anything to do any of these exercises or anything else. We can continue to go on the mode we go with the ego mind front and center. But this world has changed. This is a new earth. This isn't the old one that some of us still have drippings of on our shoes that we were in for thousands of years, millions of years. This is the new earth. It is a whole different perspective and understanding. And when we say new earth, it is our natural state of being, this new earth. All the things that we looked at in the old earth are no longer in this new earth. The greed, the negativity, the stress factors. Can you feel it? Can you feel it lifting from your body? Some a little bit slower, some faster, some in between. But it is lifting. It isn't something that is around anymore. We sense it. We know it. The gods that we are emphatically know it. And it is progressing at a very accelerated rate. Now, it is important that we match the frequency of the new earth. And the new earth frequency is abundance, gratitude, eternal love, happiness, joy, and bliss. It isn't wishful thinking. It is materialized. All we have to do now, or choose to do, is cultivate it, be in it, experience it. Because guess what? We created it. Whether that ego mind with you says, oh, no, you didn't, that's just a bunch of poppycock. That's nothing. But it's not. It is true. We created this new earth. This total elimination of lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies from every layer of existence with this planet, around it, above it, and below it, permanently. And to stay in gratitude is omnipotently powerful. Every morning, that's how you start, in gratitude, doing something for others. Doesn't have to be big. I hear people say, well, I can't afford to do that. You don't have to use money. You can smile for someone. You can just smile in a crowd. You don't look at them like you're going to lech them or something. You just smile nicely. Just kind of a little smile. You know, and we're looking at, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be something, right? We're coming up on a thankful time. And this thankful time of Thanksgiving, right? And it's funny because here in America, of course, we really relish our holidays. So some countries don't have Thanksgiving. You know, America, that was us, that was North America with the Indians and the Pilgrims and so on and so forth. But a lot of the foods that they had then, we don't have now. So we've kind of fluffed it up quite a bit. But when you understand that giving thanks is so impactful and so powerful for us, and we practice it all the time, even in rough times, it's like, you're kidding me. I'm supposed to be thankful for having this disease? Yeah. You have a body to experience it with. You see how we've been so connected? We've been so fooled for so very long that we're the body. And we are not the body. And you guys know it, that you're not the body. You feel it every day. It's not like, oh, I'm going to get rid of this body. No, you love the body because the body takes care of the God inside of it. And the God inside does the same. It's reciprocal. You take care of that body as the God that you are. It's just that the conditioning has been for so long that we forgot who and what we are. We literally knew who and what we were at one time, but we forgot. And now we've come full circle, and now we're remembering who and what we are. It's like these bodies we're in, and our breath. We take these breaths. Do you ever catch yourself not breathing? Do you ever? You ever go, wow, I can't even tell I was breathing. You're breathing, of course, but you know how many times people get shortness of breath and they don't know why? Because they're starving the body of oxygen. They're hardly breathing. And when we focus on our breath, magical things happen. Believe in miracles because they're real. And you know what the miracles are? It is your understanding in complete clarity that you're the God within that body. Then miracles begin to spring forth everywhere. The same Christ energy that Christ had, Yeshua, is in every one of us. The God within every single one of us. That's the power. That's the immortality. That is the unending journey, the gods that we are. I keep saying this, but it is true. We're learning so that we eventually evolve to the level of creating universes. There are those that walked before us, many of the similar avenues, trillions of years ago, that now create universes. So this body, again, we'll eventually find out that we can heal this body in every way we choose. And we focus on the breath. Always focus on the breath. It will always be in the now when you focus on the breath. You know you're not in the now when you're not focused on your breath. Have you ever been in a group of people around the holidays, say, and your mind's wandering everywhere? You don't even hear the people around you or anything. Your mind is in so many different directions, and we all do it. It's not negative. We do it. You know, we just kind of grab onto the clouds passing by, which are programmed thoughts. They're not our thoughts. You might as well say they're just programs. And there's tens of millions of them. And we just kind of, I'm going to grab onto that one. And it seems like it's our thought, but it isn't. It isn't our thought. And you get to the point where you begin to master that understanding, You say, that's not my thought. And it's gone. It just absolutely vanishes. And you remember that with that, not only that we put out, all of us, each of us, put out over 60+ thousand thoughts every 24 hours. We generate our own thoughts. We're creating things that we have no clue we're creating. See? It is wild. This is a wild ride. This is a wild journey whenever we go into physical form and even when we're out of physical form. So when you look in the body, look in that body, you see wheels of light. These chakras, wheels of light. They're lights, balls of light. Look like a wheel. And they run from the tailbone to the top of the head. What are they? You see all these gurus, you see all these depictions that people talk about. Some people think there's 3, there's 4 major, there's 12, there's 13, there's 20. I mean, there's so many different beliefs. Well, I go with the generic 7, and they're etherical energy. We, the gods that we are etherical energy. We flow through them. And they're connected to all of our organs, all of our emotions, everything that make these bodies up. So what does that mean? That means that we are intimately connected to every blood cell, every corpuscle, everything in this body, right down to the quantum quark. Isn't it amazing that we have been so trained like lab animals that we need external authority to tell us what to do with our bodies? It is, isn't it? We've all been victims of that, one time, shape, form, or another. It's not a negative thing. It's just not knowing. It's our ignorance. But that's changing rapidly. And it is an absolute celebration that it is changing. Absolutely. Without a doubt. And a much higher level, a much higher vibrational frequency. So we wander, but, we all wander. We get these thoughts, and we reminisce. We're nostalgic, and we enjoy that. It's kind of more entertainment that we create for ourselves. We have a built-in library in our subconscious mind, but that subconscious mind, that absorbs everything. Everything since you were in a baby body, it's been absorbing everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And a lot of it doesn't have anything to do with you, but it's there. See, this is where the thoughts, these are a lot of the things that happen with us that influence us, are other people's thoughts that we store. We all do it. None of us are exempt of it. And we actually, some of us will live another person's life and not know it. Now you picture 3 pathways, right? You're standing in front of a forest, and you have a center path, and it's glittering, and it's glowing, and it's golden, and shimmering, and sparkling. All through the trees, all this path is just beautiful. It looks brand new. Then you have a path on the left, which is the past, and you look at that path, you can tell it's been well-traveled, right? And then you look at the path on the right, you can tell it's been well-traveled. So what do? We usually look at things that have been well-traveled, not all of us, but a lot of us do. And we say, well, that's the safest one. I'll use that one. That one there looks like, no wonder why no one's gone down there. No one's taken that path. It must, how we think. A lot of us will think, oh, well, that doesn't look good. I'm going to go to the left here, this path. So we go into the past, and we all go into the past because we have memories and we reminisce. And we use it. We use it for guide. You say, well, I remember when I did this and it didn't work. I'm not going to do it again. Right? Or this was a wonderful time. I really enjoyed it. But some of us will go there and we'll just stay there. I don't think we'd consciously know it, but we'll just stay there. And we end up taking the past, we bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We create that past, we create that future from that past, we relive that past and that future. This is why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now, the future, the right-hand path. A lot of us wonder. We wonder, and we say, When am I going to have enough money? When am I going to be healthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to be able to? When am I going to be able to do this? When am I going to be able to do that? You know, when am I going to meet my partner? When am I going to meet? When am I going to have this? And sometimes we get so frustrated because we keep asking and we never get any answers, because we're expecting the answers to come from outside of us. And we're the very ones stopping all of it from coming to us. Now, the center path, that's the middle path. That's the edge of the coin. And that middle path is basically the now. It is the now. The now is all we have. We don't have tomorrow. We don't have yesterday. We only have the now. It's always been that way. And that the reason, so people say, well, why is it that so many people are in the now? Well, it's because they're so seduced by the physical world outside of us that we all have created to entertain us. It's almost like it's like being in a movie but actually believing that it's real. You know what I mean? That the lifestyle, everything is real in this movie. Not, but not from the, we would, now those, some of us look at it and say, that's a movie, that's not my life. That's not how I choose to be in this body and enjoy this life. That's a movie. But a lot of us believe that the movie is the life, you see? And we've been seduced into it. And some of us are very adamant about it, that that's the way life is. So the now, whenever you find yourself wandering off, as often that we do, it is very important to be gentle, kind, generous, humble, and in deep gratitude with yourself always. And then when that happens, you say, oh, fine, I just wandered off. No biggie. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. 3,000% of the time, which is every time. You could be walking around, you could be talking or anything. You could just be by yourself taking a drive to nowhere. A lot of people just drive nowhere. They just drive around. Or you're taking a walk in the park and you wander off and you just focus on my breath. I'm in the now. Now we all know that the souls that we are enter these bodies. We power the bodies up. The breath sustains the body to house the kingdom of God, this God source, all of us. We also know that the soul is the heaven. The heaven is outside of us. We are the heaven. And the body is the earth. So we literally are heaven on this earth. We also are consciously aware, or we wouldn't be in this meditation. Consciously aware of what? We are consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We're consciously aware of it. We're consciously aware that we are the God in the body and not the body. We're not the personality, we're not the character, we're not the name. We're not the clothes, we're not the belongings. We also know that every step we take on this planet, we are creating paradise. And we're shining our light. And the light of God, the light of pure consciousness, is us, the gods that we are. This is pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude and peace. And we are literally shining it, blasting it outside of ourselves everywhere. To everything. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Try it. You'd be amazed what happens. Now, we also know that there are parts of us, the gods that we are, that are asleep. These parts of us are totally asleep. We don't even, we don't try to wake them up or anything. They will wake in their own time. As we continue to intensify and we continue to expand, they will start waking up. The other parts of us, the gods. So we reach out to the parts of us that are consciously aware, awake to a certain extent. This is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. The archangels, are all of these parts of the gods that we are? Yes. They house then the gods that leave the body. Yes, we're all one. So the archangels, they're a civilization. They have a different physical appearance to a certain point. And we don't see them like we see each other. We're expecting a lot of times to see wings, right? But actually, a lot of the angels appear in many different ways. Now, obviously, if you're just walking down the street and one of the angels is walking by with wings on in different attire, it would cause quite a stir, wouldn't it? Sure. So the angels, they're in disguise a lot of the times. But you do come across conversations, you meet with them, you discuss things with them. You don't necessarily know every time that that's an angel, but you have a feeling the whole time in your heart mind. You do have kind of a sense that this isn't just a typical interaction. And you probably have wondered, have you seen times where you're in there and you're doing something and someone just appears out of nowhere to assist you? They aren't looking for anything, they don't want anything, and then they're gone. A lot of us have had those experiences. Where'd they go? I just talked to them, they vanished. They're nowhere. Look around, if it's in a parking lot, looking around the parking lot, you go, they're nowhere to be found. That was an angel. And in a way, guys, the gods in these bodies are all angels as well. We just take on different forms, don't we? Now, they have a message. The message is the same. It's just delivered in many different ways. It's for us to kind of decipher, translate for ourselves. Isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? Spectacular, stupendous, to be able to breathe, to be able to feel, to be able to taste, to see. I mean, it's endless, isn't it? And look how much we do take for granted. These bodies, until they start giving us problems, right? Until they start really yelling at us. Now, they can surround us at any one time in the tens of thousands, tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. And if you ask them to, they will, and you will feel bliss. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have mastered physical form. In other words, they've mastered ascending into it, experiencing it. They've mastered it. They've mastered ascending out of physical form into pure consciousness and God form. We are mastering physical form, creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials, over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. trillions throughout the universes every day. We're only familiar with a smidgen, particular group, the Adians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Reptilian, Draco, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Many, many, many more. Now, this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the light energy beings in this planet, because of our eyes with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So we don't see all of the different light spectrums and all the different forms, shapes, colors, configurations of these light energy beings. But we are familiar with a handful. And with some of these handful, we interact with on a daily basis. Yeah. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. We use water, don't we? We use fire, don't we? What about air? If we didn't have these things, we wouldn't be able to stay in these bodies. So we do interact with them on an intimate level, more than we know. And where does their energy come from? No different than ours in these bodies. It comes from the God. We are all gathered, so to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Where does this circle of light come from? It comes deep from within us, as the gods that we are in these bodies. It is the God source, the pure consciousness, the kingdom of God. This is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest, purest, eternal love. And this light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. And we're flooding this planet head to toe, inside and out, with His pure, deep, eternal love. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. We begin to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with an ocean of glitter. It is everywhere. It's massive. It's almost like a combination of the grand finale fireworks show, a massive laser light show, and a combination of all the starburst in the universe. It is like a massive ballroom globe, mirrored globe that reflects the light, except it is 1 trillion times more intense and 1 trillion times larger. And we look into it and we see where the reflective points are, and we get real close, and we see their microscopic mirrors perfectly etched. So we go into them, and we discover that all of us gathered in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, that are consciously aware that each and every one of us are students and teachers. We're teaching each other, we're learning from each other, we're learning from each other, we're teaching each other, and it's a constant. And it doesn't matter what form life is housed in. It could be a bug in a rug or fly on the wall. It could be a squirrel running by. A dog, a cat, horse, a cow. It could be anything. A human, a non-human. But we're always learning and teaching from each other, with each other, always. How do we expand? How do we expand our consciousness? That's how. Each of us teaching and learning, teaching and learning. It is absolutely magnificent that we have this ability, that we have this with us as we travel this unending journey. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is the column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met by the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, eternally, infinity, we are protected by a white fire armor. This armor emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. It cannot be penetrated. It cannot be violated. It doesn't weaken. It doesn't wane. It is of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. So we're protected always. Now, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, and hatred, anger, greed, deceit, dishonesty, hurriedness, envy, revenge, worry, stress, and fear, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, then, of course, we do have attachment issues, possession issues, and all kinds of interesting issues. We are immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. The other part of the column is the violet ray. We created this column to remind ourselves, each and every one of us, that we can bring in the violet ray, we can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, and the purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with a golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created that reminds us all that the gods within these bodies are the sun, the sunlight, the sunrise, the sunset, the rivers, the oceans, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the sky, the clouds, the rainbows, the rain, the mountains. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you see a beautiful sunset or a sunrise, a starry lit night sky, an ocean front, a mountain view, it is you. It is you, the God in that body. You're the magnificence. You're the divine majesty. You're the beauty, the splendor. It's you. It's each and every one of us. So the next time you see it, you will know that is the God that I am. We continue to ascend above the planet, and as we do, some of us step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above it, if we're carrying physical form. And why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created it, larger than the solar system and beyond. Now, the center of the column is this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. It is surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored light. And we notice that they're all sending us kind of this big mist cloud. It's sparkling. It looks like it's got some electrical in it. And it absorbs right into us. And it is like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, and the purest of the purest, eternal love. Then it's followed by gratitude, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, well-being, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance. It's all endless. And we discover that it is a reflection of the gods that we are. At the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing right now. We are all being flooded, saturated, and bathed in this golden ocean. All life, highest supreme value in the universe. It's unending. It isn't once in a while, it's always. This is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, and the purest, eternal love. And it's literally saturating us all. You want to tap into it, be quiet, listen, and focus on your breath, and you'll be in. We are all drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere moving towards 4 years ago. And it holds nearly 1,700 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations don't disappear, drain, or weaken. They do the opposite. They intensify and they expand. Do you imagine hundreds of millions of us on and off world every day going on 4 years with the highest of the highest high and the deepest of the deepest, and the purest, intent. Consciously aware. Flooding this planet. You want to tap into that? Go someplace quiet? Focus on your breath, easy in through the nose, easy in and out through out the mouth. And listen, and you'll experience it. This universe is our playground. We can be whomever we choose to be. There are no rules on who we can or cannot be. So who do you want to be today? What thoughts and beliefs do you most want to have that will take your life in this new direction? Create an inner map for yourselves, a guide that arrives at your ideal future state of mind. Start by exploring what thoughts you like to think about and write them down. What does your favorite teacher or master usually say? Think about or focus on. What will it feel like for others to be around you when you're in this new state of mind? Randomly ask yourself 17 times today, what am I thinking? Is this thought creating who I want to become? I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. Then an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Look even deeper within. What is generating your thoughts? Where is the source of the thoughts that are coming through your mind right now? Ask yourself randomly today. If you are not this whirlwind of thoughts, who are you? Then look beneath them, and then look beyond them. Sit with this question for at least 10 minutes today. Where are my thoughts coming from? The infinite universe, pure consciousness, and change are the only three constant things in this life. Meditate on them all throughout your day today. Practice embracing this truth on all levels, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Let this truth seep deeply into your core. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We will return here Wednesday, November 17th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our Global Guided Meditation call and our 9 p.m. Time for Change call.